All right. C1x Road launch, day 25 or 26. I don't remember which one. I intended to film this video 8 hours ago, but instead I've spent the past 8 hours troubleshooting the simplest of issues. I seem to do this quite a bit. I spent some time today getting Firebase set up and trying to get the packages initialized in C1x, and this is going to be for my data tracking. Just track, number of rounds logged in C1x. Very basic stuff. Something that I've never done before, but something that, after doing some research today, is not necessarily complicated. So I thought, got Firebase all set up, got some packages added to the app. Did nothing else other than add these packages to my pubspec file, and then just started to run the app on the simulator. Just because I wanted to have this up as I was going through implementing stuff on the video. That was getting this started up. This was much earlier today, and then the app crashed, and I went down an 8-hour rabbit hole of 57 different errors that popped up. I think all just because these were not the correct version number, and my minimum deployment target for iOS was not set up to handle it. That's the extent of what I can figure out. But for some reason, that was the hardest thing ever to get fixed. I'm sure it's entirely my own fault, but literally has spent 8 hours. So we're going to be a short video today. But I wanted to do a little bit, just a little bit. So I've got my Firebase project set up. Apple and Android apps are linked to it. I was running through my task list here for what I thought I needed to do to get it into the app. SDKs are added to the pubspec file. I ran Flutter pubget about 80,000 times over the past 8 hours. So I think we're good there. All right, Firebase initialization. So here I have a previous conversation with ChatGPT where I was diving through this. Getting there. Right here. All right. So we're going to go to my main file. Let me close this stuff out now that I hopefully never have to look at it again. We are going to await Firebase initialize app. It's wanting me to run it up here. Is there... I would presume, let's go on the below code. Do I need a import to use firebase.initialize app? I assume I do. I don't want to enter that just yet because it's going to drag me all the way down. But let's go into, I'm going to go into my app management. We're going to create a new file here called Firebase Sharded Management. Sharded is something that I'm learning about today, but it's evidently a way to create a storage system for getting data from C1x passed to the Firebase database without risking overwhelming the Firestore, Cloud Firestore. Seems like. I'm not entirely sure. Where does... Oh, did I ever... I don't think I ever copied that line. There we go. No, that's not what I wanted. So this goes here. Where does the below need to go in my app structure? might just be standalone on its own, but I don't know for sure. Increment rounds scored. Alright, whenever round completion is finalized, so that's going to be from the scorecard. I'm never showing it from the main menu, right? I don't think so. No, we're just saving from the round scorecard, yeah. Okay. Handle round finished. Let's go here. And then I believe I need the import up here. Where's an app management one? Right there. And this is Firebase sharded management. I think I'm good there now. So let me go all the way back down, just because I'm sure I'm going to need to come back to this. Log around with Firebase. Alright, and it seems like that's essentially it. So let's get some input on these two items here. Okay, we need to import. I don't think I'm doing that. Oh. Alright, on main, let's import here. Oh, definitely main async. Hold on. That. There we go. Okay. And then where you put await, this depends on how critical the shards are. Put it right after. I mean, I feel like I might as well. Can I initialize all of these shards in a separate function and call them from the void main? That's kind of what I was hoping for here, but I don't need to do that. So we've got that. And then I can call this in main right here. I need to, maybe can I go initialize all, there we go. By letting it type it out for me, it'll pull the import up here. Right there at the top. Error handling. Okay, that's probably not a bad idea at the moment. Let's do just a reset and see where the heck that gets me. No trouble initializing the shards. Okay. All right, so I have the initialization and main completed, and am calling the function to initialize my rounds scored shard. I I've also added the call to increment the counter when a round is completed. There was a provide an update to my structure above right here. Class here to accept a value in case I need to increment by more than 1. I hate it when ChatGPT does this. Just go with it. Sure, that one. Alright, so that's going to be this class. Get rid of those two. Now I accept an amount. I have a get total function. And then, yeah, I should... Oh, so if I just increment it, it'll work anyways. So my round scorecard, the call doesn't need to be updated. Okay. Cool, cool. All right, so I think we're good on both of these. We might be good entirely. Now that I have that, what do I need to do in Firebase to set up or view the counter? I have no idea. Firebase console, select my project selected, go to build, Firestore database, okay. Ensure it's set up. You should see a collections view. It is not. Create database. Select test mode or set rules. Create a database. Database ID, location. Okay, next. Don't need to change the location. I hadn't created a database yet. Should I just set it in production mode? My app does not have any auth. The app programmatically handles calls to Firestore. Why would I ever take it out of test mode then? Okay. Okay. Oh. Gonna need help writing these secure Firestore rules. Understood. In test mode for now. All right. create. All right, I have the database, database created. Now what do I need to? I've never done this with an app before, never had a backend, so this is all brand new to me. Thank goodness for ChatGPT. We'll create. If I call on the simulator, will it still work? Curious. Let's do a reset then. Seemed like maybe I was going to get an error there. Maybe I needed to put it in that test mode. Seems like we're working right now. Okay, start round. So when I hit finish round, that should be handle round finished. And now I should see something here. Holy cow. Which document did it write to? Can I go through? I wonder how. Here's a question. Now in Firestore, manually in the Firestore. Manually sum, but I can do it in the app. That's how this works. All right, maybe my round display call does this for me. I have, here we go. So I have my button for the function for creating my C1x grade. Maybe I just do my call here, like so. I'll type it out so I get the import. Final scored Firebase is equal to await sharded counter service. Get total round scored. Whoa. Let's do a reset, see if it works. See if I get 1 now when I hit it. I did not say Siri. Dang it! It says 0. Why does it say 0? Rounds scored. Rounds scored. So my call seemed to set up the collection firestore, but when I print the total, it says 0. This is silly. I mean, in principle, we could assume that they're all 0 and that my call is working properly. It's not looking good here. So we created all of them, but did not write. I think that's what I called. That's exactly what I called. Okay. If in test mode, exactly rounds scored, get total, counter name, get total, rounds scored. Yep. Add print statements. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Let's do a reset. I'll try the print just one more time, just to make sure here. Showing 0. Let's go, just delete this. Then let's go score around. Incrementing shard 8 by 1. So now if I go look at 8, eight now shows 1. If I get total, total round says 1. I added the log and it seems to be working now. Is there a chance that it won't count the increment just on the first time the variable is initialized in the collection? I don't think I need that. So it exists. So let's go just do one more double check here. Do roots. Doesn't really matter. Shard 92 by 1. I get 2 rounds scored. I go look at 92. It now says 1. Okay, so I think we're working. Now the question of how do I reset? Rerun your initialize shards method. It sets all 100 shards. Back to count. What? Initialize all shards. I call this on every app launch though. Does that mean I'm always resetting them? Interesting. So if I do this, if I reset, and I go hit this, it is resetting. Interesting. So I only initialize them once ever. Cool. Okay. And I already have code for doing that. So that works. We can throw it down here on app launch. If app is not already launched, so here we're going to do a final bool fire store already implemented. This is interesting actually. But I'll have multiple users running this code on their first app launch then. Won't I? Got it. Okay, so I can do a if this. Seems like it's having no issues initializing them, so I'm going to get rid of this just so it's production ready. Default set Firestore already implemented is equal to that. Firestore already implemented. This is going to be really cool. So how's this then? Firestore section only. Isn't that what I want? Ah. False. Yeah. Just like I did in all the other blocks. Good catch, ChatGPT. Cool, cool. Okay. Not as concerned about that one. Those are fine. Okay. So what I think this means is that I have a working backend now. Backend, very loose term, I'm sure, but it seems like this should work for all users, and I'll have at least a minimal tally of just how many rounds are scored in C1x, which is Super cool. So I'm just going to do a check here. Total round scored 1. Now if I reset, do I still get 1? Want to make sure I'm not... Oh. Okay. What is this error? Do I need to adjust my order up here? I think I do. Maybe like there. Do a reset again. Got the reset. So I get 0. If I go to roots, make a little different color in there. I get 1. Let's go reset. Did not get the error again, which is good. And it still says 1, okay. Okay. If one user initializes them twice, does that erase all of my data from the app for all users? That's not true. My initialization running on app launch resets all the values. My concern is that if a user manages to do this after using the app for a while, bugging my code that allows it, for example, it will erase all of my data. Set options merge. I can do that instead. But I can still reset them. Right? Will reset still work? Because I'm around to, I guess I'm not resetting them yet. Change my initialize shards to use set options. Merge. Initialize shards. Batch set. But what about this? Service initialize. So that's, I see. I added the guard. So if I, what am I at right now? It still says 1. So if I reset, do I get to stay at 1? Yes. Let's test it again just because this is exciting for me too, getting something new in the app to work. I'm at 2. Let's do a reset. Let's make sure I'm still at 2. Still at 2. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I think we're good there. Perfect. Now to clear out shards, my initialize function will no longer work as a resetter with the merge true. Provide a new function to reset should I need it. And I will. That's something that I'll just do before this next version goes live. Reset shards. Okay. And then if I want to reset, I can just add that line into my button and call it. But that's pretty good. So the only thing left would be writing the rules for production and determining now that I know that I can count rounds scored, you know, what else do I want to do with it? What else do I want to track? I'll have some options for sure. I could use you could just create a function here that is, what did I call that? Await. Is that a type? Log Firebase tracking async. So can I just do a await log Firebase tracking here? I can. Let's take this. And I'm going to move it down here. This is going to be where I keep everything set up at. And now we're going to do just one more check to make sure that this still works. So then that way I have my own function where I can increment certain values as needed. My increment function is set up that I can update amounts if I need to. So that way if I want to do a total of like how many birdies all the users are scoring in C1x, which might be cool, I can increment by, you know, the number of birdies they scored in a round. So let's go double check here. I'm still at 2. Start round. Let's go to, I don't know why I just picked the longest course. That's fine. Finish round. What is this? Good Lord, this is a long error. $36 did not work. Can I still, I'm still getting 3, which is, we're testing the Firebase thing. I still get 3 there. That seems to be an issue with something that I did with courses that are more than 18 holes. What does the infographic do? Did I ever... Expanded if 9 number of rows is greater than 1. Else I do that. else I build the whole score summary. I'm definitely getting the error here. Alright, so important item number 1 is the database is working, which is fantastic. This is not. This is not working. Let's do a reset. Let me just test a course with 19 holes and see if I still get the exact same issue, just so I can at least then narrow it down to be what just froze. I don't understand what this one was. It's the same thing, but I wasn't even on the round. The app is frozen again. I bet this is going to do it again too, yeah. Something about that value being updated. Alright, courses. I'm just going to call it 19. 19 holes, we'll confirm it. Let's go play around on it. Yeah. Definitely an issue on holes beyond 18. Number of rows I passed from the round display view. I calculated up here. All right, give me that printout. My number of rows is equal to 2. And so then I'm displaying this. Let me just ask ChatGPT about this. What do you think the below code does? Maybe I was getting that to work previously, so maybe it's not that. Maybe it's, man, I don't know. Does this give me any more clue about what it might be? Parent data, posting, render point, semantics, column, round management, round display. Under round display, 264. So it's just giving me the top level widget, I think. Container, relevant error causing widget, yeah, just failed assertion, needs layout. So those do not help me. I don't think any of these. I can start just commenting stuff out, which always feels silly, but it will at least help me narrow down a little bit. So right now I'm checking this section, just this score summary here with the individual holes. Does seem to be the issue. I am still getting an error though. Overflowed by 16 pixels on the right. What overflowed? What are you talking about? Whole breakdown card. These overflowed? Oh. 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 Maybe it's... What is that? I don't know what the heck's going on there. Scoreboard, infographic content. Scoreboard row. Stat display infographic. It's not those. So the scoreboard row is a little weird. Whole breakdown card. Width, height, build whole colors. This all still shows as intended. But build icon cell, build label column, build whole column. I do not force a width on that one, and I could. I certainly could. I guess how do I do it on like the whole score? Build the penalty cell? No, where's the whole score? I could set that under the container. Okay. And now, what is overflowing? Build whole column. Scoreboard row, return scoreboard row. No, stop that. All right, build intrinsic height column. Row. With horizontal. So I think I've got an issue here. This code is called from another widget. It's breaking the bounds on my screen to the right. No. Column width should not be that. What if I do final column width equal to screen width times 0.12? Main axis alignment. So something else. I wonder if these graphics are breaking on the longer hole. Column. Container padding. Row, screen width, divider. Space evenly looks nice on these, just a little less so on the 19 holes there. Is there question for ChatGPT? Is there a way to use this row while forcing the first column labels to always be on the far left side of the page? Might just be adding a spacer, but why did you add a single? Why didn't you? Scroll view. My code didn't have one. I don't want one. Okay, maybe this is worth a shot. Seems like it might be. I do think I'm probably gonna have to test this on a smaller screen again. But let's go look at the 35. Okay, that's good. That is good. Now, what the heck is going on with this? What did I? No, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. Because if I do this, then I'm going to be right back to my error, right? Yes. So this is still breaking something. The below code is giving me the following error. With this, I might be pushing out an update soon. I don't want the app to be crashing on people. That has children with flex. Expanded. Flutter needs a bounded size. Don't I? I guess I don't have an expanded there. No. Do I set main axis size min? I just build the whole square summary. Huh. Score summary does not. I think we added this in just to allow the view to scroll left and right. I can't do that. I can't change that to max. Very tight space requirements. Below is how I call the build whole score summary when I'm not concerned about the number of rows. This exists to allow the user to scroll to a second page if mine too numerous. Yes, can't get rid of this functionality. On the round display view, when I do my build whole score summary, do I ever set a height? I don't think so. Main axis size is min. What if I'm not sure of the max height? Is there a way just to minimize it or make it fit? I'm gonna assume this isn't actually a, no, there is no flexible. I can just set a size box here, but I just Well, I at least know exactly what the issue is. I know I'm refusing to use the given solution, but I need to keep this code exactly the same on it, which limits its height to a value unknown to me. Depends on how large it needs to be. We're getting there. Okay, we can try this. Let's do just a reset and give it one more try. Seems to be working fine on this. Copy the code and now get this. Maybe we'll just do a reset here. Still the same thing. Okay. Do a full reset. Doesn't seem like it's going to fix it for me. Definitely does not. Let me just, oh, hold on. Layout builder. Reset. Reset. Axis sized. Column above this is max. Okay. Take who knows how many. Just reset it again for me. So I know if I'm getting an error, it's the new one. Definitely still am. Why was it working previously? I didn't change any part of this code. I'm doubtful this is going to do anything. Yeah. Let's go check up above, make sure that I have, it's a row, space evenly, child column. Below is the code, above change we're trying to make. Oh, you gave me this whole thing. I cannot do stretch. Can't change this alignment of my top column. All right, going back down. Spit out a whole bunch of errors, yeah. A new one though? New error though? No. Exact same error. This is silly. All right, let's go. If I reset here, what error do I get? It doesn't seem like the same error. Incoming height constraints are unbounded. So if I, like just trying a stupid solution here. Really? Just wrap it in a sized box gives me this. This is a new one. This was definitely working previously, but it is not anymore. It's gonna have me set a width on the sized box now. Yeah. I am quite confused. I mean, I'm forcing it into. So this is just the height overflowing. Page view builder. I don't know. Like that becomes huge though, and then my whole view gets broken because of it. Right, and I can sit here and tweak it to make it perfect on this screen, but then I'm screwing it up for a different screen, probably. This fixes my issue. I'm concerned about scaling this of all screen sizes. Need the height to be a bit more flexible, but not push the other screen components out of the way. I don't even know what the solution is there. Strain box. Max width. Screen width. Now that pushes everything out of the way. You let it, doesn't it? Yeah, why does it? On the round display view, build total score summary, container, box decoration, row, main axis size min. Space evenly, minimize. I just do not think this is going to work for. Knew that was going to happen. I've got all kinds of issues with this scrolling. All right. Here's what we get to do now, which I hate, but I got to do it. Fix round display view and share view for courses with more than 18 holes. I thought that that was a feature that was already working as intended. It is not. It's absolutely not. Yeah, I get to add app for stat tracking. I do determine privacy policy and other requirements I have to meet to maintain this. So I mean, it's back to working kind of how I intended, but I'm concerned that this isn't enough. I mean, I guess let me back up a step. Let's just test this really quick, just before I rack my brain too much around it. I'll run it on the SC, which is the phone that I have, and we'll see if that creates a big headache or not. And if it doesn't, then hopefully that means I only need to troubleshoot the share function tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Let's run it real quick. This might not actually be too hard. You can just add that statement there. Trying to troubleshoot the share function because it can't build in this display view when I'm trying to take a picture. I wonder if here, can I do like 4 var set of 9 equals 0, set of 9 is less than, and then here we go, 9 number of rows equals 0. 1, 2. Instead of 9 plus plus. Can I just do that? Comment that out. Okay, check equals 9 number of rows. Flutter's running a little bit slow for me now that I'm trying to build it on the smaller phone as well. Does that work? Shoot. Whole Mac is a little slow at the moment. Looks like my webcam might be struggling too. We're gonna get there eventually. Okay, it says it's valid syntax. Yeah, we're good now. Okay, so maybe as long as this works on a smaller simulator, I just fix the share function too. Maybe. at a minimum, we overcame the 8 hours of simulator struggles and now have a back end. This is not a very clean solution. I'll probably leave, close that out. Leave this task in here on a moment just because I don't feel like I'm quite done with it yet. Just this this max screen height times 0.3. I just don't think that's going to be very good. For the sake of trying to speed this up a little bit. Sometimes ChatGPT likes to take up an absurd amount of memory. I'll go and write this down because one way or another it's going to get fixed. Bug fixes for displaying rounds that had more than 18 holes. Now we just hopefully don't have to take wait too long on this. Did get the last Worlds video for using C1x uploaded today. Version 5 is also released. That went live today as well. Email newsletter went out to everyone on the email list. If you're watching this, you're not on the email list and you want to be, you can go to the C1x website. Should be in the description. But yeah, so updates live at least. All of the nice design changes. Evidently some excuse me, some bugs as well. But that's why it's still in testing. Please just work. I want to stop the video. It's been a long day of this. I am excited that the backend is now working. That's going to be really nice because then all I need to do essentially is come into here and update my, because I think in main I just call that function, right? In main I just call the initialize. And if I push this out to users and then I want to add more, I can just add a new function. Not the cleanest, but it'll work. We can do them in batches at least, but as long as they're simple increments, I just have to add an initialize here, add the service, or no, not this, sorry, just this. It is just this, and then however I do want to track it, if it's birdies, I need the increment to adjust accordingly. I can pass that as a value in here, but it's updating these two functions and then making sure that on my round scorecard view, I just pass the values here that I need to, and that's it. And then I should have all of the information here. So, I think we're going to do it. Please fit. Oh, looks like maybe the screen capture just now froze. It lasted. The functions button's causing it to overflow. I don't care about that. That can go away very easily. We'll double check real quick just to make sure, but let me do a save there, make sure that doesn't break anything. does not. So I want to go onto the round display view and just comment out that button. Make sure that it's functions. Make sure that as long as I comment it out, I am not breaking bounds on this. Go away. Nice. Okay. So that's fine. Don't care about that. What error is there? Yeah. Okay, so now the test will be on this. So it's got to be a bit bigger. I mean, that just doesn't work for me. Controller, item builder. But if I remove this and we just update it there, then I should get the crash. Yes, I do. Unbounded width. But if I just set the width, then we're still going to be on unbounded height, right? Yeah. So I've got to figure out a way to give this a height without setting an explicit value. And I don't think I should need to because I don't set one here. All right, that might be something for me to mess around off video. I think I need to call it here. My computer needs a break. So back end, good. Back end is good. Got a bug to fix with this, with holes with more than 8 courses with more than 18 holes. Which thankfully me and the only handful of users I have, small chance that someone's on a course of that length right now. But we got to get it fixed anyways. So checked one thing off the list. We added a new bug to fix, and I'm tired. That's going to wrap it up for this video. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.